say, if you have a son in the Marine Corps, and that you don't trust the commander-in-chief. The people in the military defend the Constitution.
This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part.
And since the election, the media has done everything possible to try and damage President Trump by pushing, of course, the Trump Russia collusion narrative, despite no evidence whatsoever at this point. Look at this nonstop, shameful coverage.
I think this is a potentially more dangerous situation than Watergate, and we're at a very dangerous moment. And that's because we are looking at the possibility that the President of the United States and those around him during an election campaign colluded with a hostile foreign power to undermine the basis of our democracy.
Donald Trump is afraid. A political hurricane is out there at sea for him. We'll call it Hurricane Vladimir, if you will, the whole Russian thing.
This is evidence of willingness to commit collusion.
There's outright treason. I mean, there is no question that what he is doing is giving aid and comfort to the enemy.
Specifically, Willie, I think what it means is that a federal judge found that people in Trump's organization were colluding with the Russians.
But first, we want to start with This Week in Russiagate.
It is as if there are no shoes on the Trump human centipede that are not about Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia.
This cloud about collusion with Russia will hang over him no matter where he stands.
It certainly feels like we're in the opening stages of a devastating political chapter in American history. Evidence is mounting for the president's meddling in the Russia probe.
Tom Friedman said the election hacking is at the caliber of a Pearl Harbor or a 9/11. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree with that.
Donald Trump now sits at the threshold of impeachment.
I personally think it's over. I don't think there's anything that can be done that can stop this at this point. Cacophony, this gushing of lies, problems, questions, chaos that will stop this presidency in its tracks.
You told the Washington Post last week that, quote, there's a smell of treason in the air when it comes to this investigation.
A lot of people are afraid to use the T word, treason, but in the end, that's what people are investigating.
It does look like collusion. It does look like he's listening to Putin more than he is American intelligence. And frankly, I've never seen that before.
Pretty unbelievable. Joining us now with reaction, former Deputy Assistant to the President, Fox News contributor Sebastian Gorka, and Fox News contributor Herman Caine. You know, Dr. Gorka, they never expected this. They couldn't, they were shocked by it all. It was a funeral on November 8th, 2016, but the worst part is ever since there's been an effort to undo or to delegitimize this president and get him out of office by any means necessary. So it gets really serious.
Yeah, I mean, not only did they not expect it, remember what the New York Times and the Huffington Post said? On the night of the election, Hillary has more than a 95% chance of winning. Not only did they not expect it, they still can't believe it. For all the talk in this awful new book and across the media about mental competence in the White House, do you know who needs mental help, Sean? All the people you just showed in your montage. The mainstream, they need mental health professionals to help them. I just had a journalist ask me today, based upon the Michael Wolff book, is it true that the president doesn't like anyone touching his toothbrush? Sean, that's journalism. Journalism. North Korea has nuclear missiles. The president's defeated ISIS. China's on the march. I mean, and they want to talk about the president's toothbrush. This is a bad skit. It's insanity.
It is a form of insanity. I'm not disagreeing with you. Herman Caine, you experienced all of this firsthand. You can speak from experience how bad this is, but it's still a lot worse for President Trump.
It is, and that opening montage was fantastic. It shows that the jokes are on the jokesters and the lies are on the liberals, and it also indicates, as Mr. Gorka alluded to, that TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, is an addiction because results don't matter. They don't care about the results of 2017. It's all about Trump Derangement Syndrome. And if I could borrow a metaphor from Mike Huckabee, addicts that are drug addicts, some of them recover. But the media TDS addicts, they show no signs of recovery. They're in a hole and they keep digging and they can't get out. That's what this illustrates, and it's sad for the country because we have depended so long on the media to give us the truth, and now we know that they are incapable of being able to do that.
You know, Dr. Gorka, as you look at, then the year of really trying to get him out of office, that's what their goal has been. Yes. But if at a lower level it's to delegitimize, and the words, the adjectives that are used on an hourly basis on cable TV and in supposedly, hard news journalistic centers, ABC, CBS, NBC is the worst. And, Washington